So I've got the 6-pin and 8-pin headers here. I handle these a little differently than other people do as well. If you have one of those devices that has the little clamps and let you hold things in place while you solder, that might be helpful about now. I typically don't use those. I don't like them very much. So what I like to do is I will put all these headers in. And then I'll just kind of rotate this thing down, place it like that. And the important thing is you need to make sure that you get all of these headers to be aligned with each other. And you can actually pretty easily do that just by dragging it back and forth on your surface, whatever you're using. I have white paper over some cardboard just to prevent from ruining the table I'm working on. And once you do that, very carefully solder one pin of each header to somewhat secure it in place. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. So now that we've soldered one pin of each header, it's not going to fall off. And I like to do that to solder one pin from each header so that I can flip it over and check and make sure everything is aligned. And it's much easier to manipulate the way things are pointing when only one pin has been soldered as opposed to all of them. So this one actually looks pretty good. It looks pretty neatly aligned. So I'm just going to go ahead and solder the rest of the pins now. Now this board conducts very well, so I haven't had any real problems soldering these pin headers on, and I don't intend to through any of this actually. Most of the surfaces conduct very well. Okay, almost done. All right, last one. All right, what do you guys think of my handiwork? Not bad? All right. So the next thing I'm going to tackle are these 2x3 pin headers, which, once again, if you remember, I only have the 1x3 headers. I would really prefer to use the 2x3 headers, but I don't have any at the moment. So I'm just going to kind of use these guys. It's more or less the same thing. Is he sticking out for some reason? Okay, well, we'll see. And once again, this is how I choose to handle these guys. There are probably easier / better ways to do it. And actually one of the 1x3s fell out, so I'm going to have to solder that guy in separately. Once again, the surface is conducting very well. Uh-oh, he's misaligned, so I'm just going to kind of drag it along the paper while I have the soldering iron touching to keep the solder hot, and that gets him to be realigned. All right, so I only have one pin soldered from each of these headers. Okay. And once again, I'm going to kind of look at these see if I like the way they're aligned. I think I could do a slightly better job, so I'm just going to kind of realign with my hands. Still pretty flexible because I only have the one pin soldered in. And then I'm just going to go to town on the rest. All right, so those are in nice and solid now. The board's starting to shape up. Next, we're going to use these 15-pin female to male headers. So once again, I'm just going to use my method of doing this. So one at a time. Trying to keep them nice and aligned. Okay. You notice I paused there before flipping it over. I just want to make sure the solder is dried. Otherwise, I'll end up with the part, the solder drying with the part kind of half out when I lift it. And that's kind of a pain to deal with.